So today we're actually going to be talking about the basketball player named Jared Shaw, and apparently he had cannabis-laced gummies in his possession at his apartment, at his place of residence while he was in Indonesia. So for people who don't know, sometimes, of course, not everyone can make it into the NBA. Not everyone can make it into any of these other major leagues, okay, for your respective sport. So people would go overseas and play over there and get paid. Now, they're not getting paid, $1 million, multi-million-dollar contracts a lot of the times, but they are able to still play the game, live out their passion, live out their dream, and make some money while doing it. Okay, so same thing that happened with Brittany Griner when she was playing in Russia. All right, because people are like, well, why was she over there? That was her job. Okay, so not everyone's gonna make it into the NBA, WNBA, whatever the case may be. Okay, play basketball, play hockey in the States, and this is what they do. Some people will be doing it overseas. Okay, so this guy had it apparently with Indonesia. They don't play, and a lot of other countries are like this too, where they simply just don't play about cannabis, even though we already know it's really, in my opinion, not that bad, and we already know there's other things that are way worse. But because no one talks about cigarettes, no one talks about alcohol and some of this other stuff, prescription drugs too, gonna be real, but okay. So essentially he's either going to get life in prison or an execution by firing squad, they say. Now, I have some videos and we're going to get into those. I'll show all those later, and other people's opinions on that. But what I will say in this regard, I notice people tend not to act accordingly when they go to other people's countries, okay? And I'll bring up Brittany Griner because she was the more famous case with all of this kind of stuff. So like with her, for example, she had hash oil, and I did a video on it a while back, but she had hash oil, right? And, it's like this, I mean, it was, okay, y'all, it was like so little of hash oil, it was ridiculous, okay? But she had it in her little vape pen. Now, let's also not forget, these people are smoking in their own country. They're just not getting caught, okay? Let's keep it real. So she had that because she had to have gotten it from somebody, right? If you don't have it in your country, allegedly, and you checked her bag before she went, how did she just get it? Okay, so obviously she bought it from somebody. And here I'm going to also assume you went and bought it from someone if they went and checked your bags. Now, they're not going through, especially if it's a check-in bag. I'm sure they're not going through every little thing. So things can slip up, but I'm going to argue that he went and bought it from somebody over there. Now, then you have instances where, because we don't know, they didn't put it out there how they came about getting this knowledge of him having this stuff. So it could have been someone that ratted him out. Could have been someone that was jealous, like, you know what? I'm going to go and let them know. Whatever the case may be. But this all goes down and boils down to acting accordingly when you go to these countries. Please know these countries' laws when you go. I know it's so great to say, oh, I want to go to Milan. I want to go to Paris. Oh, I want to go to Bali. Okay, that's cute. Oh, I want to go to Dubai. Oh, I want to go to the Arab Emirates. Oh, it's so great. Do you know the laws, though? Same thing with that lady. I believe she was from Houston, Texas. Black lady. She was in Dubai and she was a truck driver over there. And she's yelling, like she got arrested because she was yelling at one of the people at the airport because for some reason, I guess he touched her. And then she was like, don't do that, whatever. But you can't do that over there in their country.
The last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domely Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domely.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
There's certain things that you just simply can't do, okay? And she ended up doing it, and then now we see the kind of situation that she was in, so I don't want to make this seem like a victim blaming kind of thing. All I'm going to say is just please, people, please act accordingly when you go to these certain countries, because they don't care. Their laws are their laws, their rules are their rules, okay? So this is very unfortunate. In his case, same thing I was saying with Brittany Griner. That is very unfortunate, especially for something so little. But these countries don't play, okay? Their rules are their rules. You either follow them, get in line, or you get up out of here. But right now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is play some videos for you all of what other people have to say about that situation. Let's get to it.
Make sure your light is good, they say. But they don't realize people with big foreheads, the light just reflects it. Anyway, just wanted to make everyone smile before I tell this here story, because this hits really close to home. I am a Dallas native, and I also know this young man. So Dallas native and Carter High School and Oklahoma State. Jared Shaw faces the death penalty in Indonesia for alleged cannabis smuggling. So it's saying that Shaw, a 34-year-old basketball player from Dallas, Texas, has found himself in a life-altering predicament after being arrested in Indonesia. Authorities discovered 132 pieces of cannabis-infused candy in his apartment. The problem with that is, did we not watch what happened with Brittany Griner, how long she was over there and what it took to get her out? It's really sad. According to CBS reports, the arrest occurred after police received a tip regarding a suspicious package sent from Thailand. The investigation revealed the contents at Shaw's residence, prompting allegations of drug smuggling that carry severe consequences under Indonesia's drug laws. In other countries, their drug laws are more harsh than we are here with the unaliving penalty. So you always have to think before you go to another country and decide that you want to start dealing drugs. If convicted of the charges, Shaw faces penalties that could include life imprisonment or, in the most severe circumstances, the unaliving penalty. So, following these developments, his team, the Tangerang Hawks, his current team, quickly terminated his contract. So basically, you're over there, and they gave him a lifetime ban. He can never play in sports over there again if he gets off. So you're over there now. You're in jail. You're in there on a drug charge, and you could either get life imprisonment or unaliving penalty, and your team is basically cut you loose. So you now have no job. I'm not sure what family you may have over there, but this is really sad. It's sad to report. It's sad to hear because, like I say, I do know this young man, so it hits really close to home. He is a Dallas native, so let's all pray for him, and hopefully this works out better in his favor and he gets to come home. Thank you.
The death penalty for weed gummies is insane. But that's exactly what American basketball player Jared Dwayne Shaw is facing in Indonesia for smuggling in cannabis-infused gummies into the country. Authorities seized 132 pieces of cannabis-laced gummies from his apartment in Indonesia. His apartment is in Tangerang. I might be saying it wrong, but it's just outside of Jakarta. Apparently the candies came from Thailand, and they contained 869 grams of cannabinoid. Now, Shaw has been playing basketball in the Indonesian league since 2022, and he just recently signed a new contract with the Tangerang Hawks. But once he got arrested, they terminated his contract and the league banned him for life. Now, in Indonesia, they have some of the world's most strict drug laws you can ever imagine. Cannabis is classified as a Group 1 narcotic, along with methamphetamine, heroin, etc. Possession, trafficking, or distribution of over 1 kilogram can result in imprisonment or the death penalty. There are over 500 individuals in Indonesia on death row currently for drug-related offenses, and 96 of them are foreigners. I think y'all really gotta stop with the drug addiction. Like, this addiction y'all have to marijuana is ruining y'all lives. This man really ruined his entire overseas basketball career, and his life and potentially is facing the death penalty over some weed. We gotta do way better, I'm sorry. But this does serve as a stark warning that one wrong decision can change your life forever. Hopefully he can get out of that and then come back home to America so he can be safer, but I don't know.
Let me get this straight, bro. This nigga's gonna die because he had edibles? Y'all thinking, whoa, slow down. What? Yes. A guy named Jared Shaw, who was playing basketball in Indonesia, he had edibles. 134 to be exact. If you have 134 edible candies, but judging by my calculations, that's just roughly probably nigga ain't going too crazy in Indonesia. So they have to be probably 10, 50 milligrams each. That's not even that much, but I know niggas over here in America who, I ain't gonna say too much, but that's nothing. Why do y'all continue to go in these countries and break the laws? Come on, bro. Now he's facing either life in prison, life. He's 34. Jared Shaw, 34. He's facing life in prison or a death penalty by firing squad. Imagine getting shot up by multiple. Oh, I can't even. Can I say that? Imagine being by multiple people just because you were fried, bruh.
The death penalty for some gummies? Nah, bruh. I would never. Indonesia, you would never see me, bruh. Because if that's what y'all charge with some... I don't want to know what y'all charge for murder or stealing or all the other stuff. Because, bruh, Gerard Shaw... This a tough one. I'ma pray for you. That's what I'm telling y'all, bro. You can't go to these other countries and not obey what they got. These other countries ain't America. They don't play. They don't play. All these narcotics are in class 1. Life or the death penalty, bruh. For some gummies. Some gummies. Ugh. Yeah, Dubai can't do it. Indonesia can't do it. A lot of y'all gonna be like, that's a damn shame. But you know what? It is what it is. We all got what we got. We all know what we can and cannot do. I know my limits, and I know if I can't have my... Nah, I can't do it. I'm going to just take my black ass on my balcony. Because, no.